Get this all set up. Not done this in a
I
little while.
cannot actually believe this, Ben.
No.
I put so much effort into being the best chair Salford had ever had.
Yes, but...
It turns out it was all for nothing.
No.
Absolutely f***ing nothing.
No, wasn't all for nothing, G.
You will be next.
No, what? No, I doubt that very much.
1 or 2 bad results,
Well,
and you
no.
will be out on the streets like me.
That seems unlikely. You're out on the streets. You can't be...
No, that was a metaphor.
Is that what a metaphor is?
I am staying at Danny Webber's until I can find something more permanent.
Of course you are. You and Danny... I mean, I bet he's loving that. Yeah.
Will do, Ben.
Okay. Right, then.
Good luck with the upcoming season.
Yes, thank you for that. I will need it.
Bye, then.
Bye, G. That's it then, is it? That's us finished.
Bye.
Okay. No more?
Bye.
Bye?
Bye.
Bye. Run the intro. I get the feeling that won't be the last we hear from her. Right then, viewers, you may well have been expecting a transfer special. Well, let me tell you, it is the 14th of September, the summer has gone by, the finances look like this, you might think, you've still got 14 million? Yes, he didn't give me any to spend, so we only spent money on one player. Everything else was a free transfer or a loan, and that's the situation. So let's go through the outs first. There's a few familiar faces we're going to have to say goodbye to. We'll start with Borthwick Jackson, a player that we brought in when we made it up into League One. He had two very good seasons for us, and it's just in the last year, didn't play so often, so we moved him on. Thank you for your services, Cameron. We appreciated you very much. Bigger Umani is going to go as well. We just didn't play him, so... He's gone. 7 appearances. Got some money. Whatever. Jan Dander has left. He's gone to Rotherham. We brought him in on a free transfer, similar to Borthwick Jackson. Played his part for 2 seasons. I do believe he was a January acquisition, actually. It was Jan Dander. But again, struggled to find a place. We didn't play with a player in his position, so ultimately he's had to leave. Rob Wellington. 6.25 million was the value. So he left us on a free. We got him in League 2, had 3 or 4 fantastic seasons, featured a lot last season, and just didn't want to sign a new contract. It was as simple as that. Wanted 20 grand. We couldn't offer him 20 grand. Sort of the good/bad of this is that he's out for 6 months. So maybe if he'd have stayed with us, he'd have been out for 6 months and would have had a player on a bigger contract, not with us. Has been a fantastic servant. One of the players I'm disappointed to see leave. As sad as I am to see Peter Phillips and Macaulay Kidd go, Rob Wellington has been a mainstay in our team, so it's disappointing to see him leave. But he did very well for us, so thank you, Rob Wellington. We've appreciated you. Apart from that, there was a couple of loans that have gone out and a couple of other ones. Lewis Wall that you never really saw came and went without really saying a word. Okay, let's focus on some ins. Let's start with Steve Hall, a name that you probably will recognise. He had 2 years at Salford before, went back to Nottingham Forest where he's done absolutely nothing. As you can see there, he's already played 5 games for us this season, 2 goals, 1 assist, 2 player of the matches. Steve Hall is back, and he's back with a bang. Now we move on to the never-ending loans. This guy, Ben Tierney from Watford, looks very well rounded. If you ignore the red arrows, not all the time, they're an impressive sight to see when they're flying. Let's focus on this. Physically very good, mentally very good for a 24-year-old, and good passing, good tackling, will sit in the deeper lying role. So far he's featured a couple of times for us and got a 7.50, so doing his bit. He spent his whole career at Watford, apart from a couple of loan spells at Portsmouth and Rotherham, but delighted to have him in. We'll be part of the squad. You'll see more in a moment. Now, we've got a couple of strikers in, the first being Dan Carter, no, not the New Zealander who plays rugby, but a striker from Borough. We're paying him next to nothing per week, very good physically, finishing 16, first touch 15, composure and off the ball, plenty of time to manoeuvre, 19 years of age, has got 5-star potential ability, 4-star sort of confirmed potential, and a little bit of unknown potential there as well. Come in, already got a goal for us. He's a youngster at Middlesbrough, hasn't really found his feet yet. Maybe he could be an impact player for us off the bench as such, and be part of our quartet of strikers that we've got this season. Similarly to Ben Tierney, we have Joshua Habgood, 2.1 million on loan from Newcastle, another defensive midfielder that can play in the centre of midfield. A little bit more creative, I would say. Good first touch, good decision making, positioning good, teamwork, work rate, passing very good, and again, physically dominant as well. 20 years of age, he's been around a little bit. Newcastle bought him from Norwich, I do believe. Or from Hull, from Norwich. Oh, no, sorry. Hull bought him from Norwich, and then Newcastle bought him from Hull. So he's been around a bit, had a good season last year in League One, at Sheffield Wednesday, and I'm hoping that we can progress him even further at Salford. Going to save one till the end. Claudio Sarabia, not going to be a starter for us, but can play all the way down that left side, and that's where I need him. Can play left back and left midfield, two positions that we're going to be using this season. I think he's featured a little bit so far. Has been at Real Betis and started at Valencia. Hasn't ever really progressed greatly. 2-star current ability, 3-star potential ability, and at 24, still a little bit of room to manoeuvre, so a decent addition. Next up, Sean Long, the 29-year-old Irishman, 2.5-star current ability according to the star ratings. Physically quite good, can play as a sort of backup right back. Francis Henry will play there whenever he's not injured. Mentally he's okay, again, technically he's alright, just a backup player, a solid backup player. 2 to go, we'll start with Monier. We have a Monier, a French Monier. If you haven't seen Parma, this will mean very little, at Salford. There he is. Alright, yes, he's not quite as good, but he's 19, he's French, he's from Anders, the same place that Renard was from. We couldn't get Renard back, so I went after another one of their players, and it's Monier. Is he related to Jean Monier? Well, I don't know. Let's assume so, though, because it makes it more interesting. Has already picked up a goal in a cup game for us, so yeah, already off the mark. Denis Monier, lovely to say. And finally, the only man we spent money on, 1.1 million, on a man from... he was bought by Preston on a free, featured very little for Stoke, but Nathan Joshua is his name. And obviously, losing Rob Wellington, I wanted someone to come in and fill that void. And this is our guy. I think comparatively compared to Rob Wellington, I'm not sure how good or not he is. You can see there, they're very similar in what they're going to do. The advantage being that he's a little bit taller, same age. There's a lot of similarities between the two of them. I think that he could be a fine acquisition for us. Nathan Joshua, you can see him there, looks good, improving all the time, 4-star potential ability, not even there at this point, so plenty to work with. Will be a mainstay in our team, and that concludes the transfers for today. Thank you. Now, we were going to do 2 games, but because that's gone on a little bit longer than I anticipated, we're only going to do 1. And that game is against Nottingham Forest, which is a team that we've had some good battles with over the year. And as you can notice, we've actually already started the season. The season started okay. A defeat and a draw in there, but it does leave us lying in a very comfortable 5th position. So far, so good. 10 points. You can see that Nottingham Forest, our today's opposition, have sort of the reverse of our results. They've got 3 losses instead of 3 wins. And yeah, it's looking good. Steve Hall is in form, so because of that, we're not going to play him today. And speaking of that, let's take a look at today's team. I'm on fire today. My vocal cords have been sort of rested, and now they're back. So this is the selection we're going to play. This is the formation I am choosing to play this season. Of course, Francis Henry is already out 4 weeks. He hopefully will be back, though. Seems to be becoming injury prone as it carries on, similar to Jeff Thomas on that right side. So this is the team for today. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but Jim Williams is back. Did I mention that already? I can't remember. I don't think I did. Quilty's back as well, but they count as loans from last season because I did it at the end of the year. I feel like they're two quite big keepers, and one of them's a keeper. Also, Brian's still here. I don't know how. He's just still here. So, yeah, there's some more information. But Jim Williams is back, and importantly with Jim Williams, I completely forgot because I just figured that I might have told you, but I realised we've not actually seen each other for a little while. He's been capped for England, and he plays for Salford. Marvellous news. He's getting better all the time as well. Oh my word. So yes, this is the team then. Williams in goal. Long, Nash, the Fire. Still our back 2. Might still try to improve the centre-back partnership in the January when I'm hoping we're going to get a little bit of money. Quilty at left-back. Tierney and Pedersen to play in the middle with Harrop and Wright on the left-hand side. Nice to have Danny Wright back. Obviously a familiar face to many of us. And he's returned after his long, lengthy injury that ruled him out at the end of last season. As I say, Harrop on the right-hand side. Jeff Thomas is on the bench for now. I just think Josh Harrop's a little bit more well-rounded. As much as we like Jeff Thomas, he's not got as much firepower as, say, Josh Harrop. You can see there, well-rounded comparatively. Nathan Joshua is going to sit just behind our main man this season, which is Marius. You can see from his attributes, he's looking hot, he's looking ready, and his hair has changed again. So I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, delighted to have him back. He does have a minimum release fee to clubs in a higher division, 9.5 million. And if he has a good season this year, you'd suspect that may well be met. So let's get into today's game It's against Nottingham Forest, and let's see how these boys perform. So far, they've been doing all right. Right, let's relax now and hope for a good result, but this is Salford, so you never know. So for those that don't know, if you've been waiting for an upload, I had a little break away. I've been to Brighton, which was very nice. The weather was a bit rubbish, but this is England, so that's what happens. But now we're back, a full week of Salford, and yeah, there'll be a couple of double uploads thrown in there as well. Not today, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't still enjoy today's video as we crack on. Now, interestingly, I was streaming yesterday. My match stats have gone. I don't know where they've gone. So I will show you the match stats, but we don't have them. So for your eyes, until I can figure out how to get them back, we will just show you these things here. There we are. Look, you can just see the latest scores and the league table. If anyone's seen the match stats or can figure out where they are, do let me know in the comment section. As Forest come forward and shoot wide early. I mean, I would love to say that we're on top at this point. In fact, let's change this to the match stats so we can have a brief idea of what's actually going on. But it's nice to be back. I feel like this has been a little while. I did a lot of sort of pre-recording for the previous Salford episode, so it's nice. It's been a while since I've done this, and I will be honest with you now, I'm enjoying it. At half-time, it's been an enthralling game so far. It's 0-0. I'm going to say keep going, happy with the performance. We're at home, we're going to go attacking for the second half and hopefully find a way to break through. We've not really seen anything happen in that first half, a very boring half of football, but hopefully we can put our front foot forward and create something. If that means bringing Jeff Thomas on, then we will do just that. And in fact, it's the forward advances of Nottingham Forest, and Sean Long, who is not my first choice, is here as a backup, has given away a penalty kick and made me look a right knob. So, brilliant. Upon me, my John stepping up and fires past Jim Williams. And because of this, and because of my anger at that decision by him, Jeff Thomas is coming on for Harrop. Now, this is the beauty of this formation. We just move it all forward a bit. Yes, there's a highlight. I'm not interested. I feel like we should probably bring Steve Hall on as well. Joshua's, it's nice to have him in the game, but he's done a pig all. So, Hall's coming on as well. Double change. Thomas and Hall for, that means Hall and Nash they've been reunited. They're quite far away from each other, but Hall and Nash are back. Oh, Thomas and Hall on, Harrop, and who do we take off? Joshua, right? Am I okay? Am I alive? So we move this to attacking, and all of a sudden it's gone wrong. It's gone horrifically wrong. Callan Murray has scored for. I feel like throughout the episode I've been so positive. I felt so happy, and then we get to a game, and yep. Can we get a bit of pride back? Can we find a goal to make you believe that this isn't over? Nash heads forward. Thomas on it now. And he has been tackled like nobody's business. And we're on the back foot immediately. Now, maybe the start of the season we played teams that weren't so good. But I assumed based on Forest's recent form that they weren't very good. But it turns out I was wrong. Although the league is very tight up there. Watford on 13 points. We're on 10 points in 9th. So, we're still. I mean, if we'd have won today, we'd have gone top. Maybe. We'd have gone close to top. I mean, if we win today, there's still plenty of time. Ball whipped in, right there. Off the post, though. Does that count as a goal? No? Okay. Okay, we're coming forward again. When I say that, we've got the ball in their half. Long with it. Forward to Jeff Thomas. Into Hall now. Back to Thomas. Ball to the back. What? That is a swift move by the Salford lot. I've changed it a little bit. Danny Wright with the finish. That is a lovely ball. Is that a Jeff Thomas assist? I feel like we've not had many of those recently. Jeff Thomas, it's a lovely sweeping ball. And Danny Wright on this left side, very confusing, prods home. There it is then. Salford 1, Forest 2. Can we find a way back into this? Okay, nothing's happening. I went very basic on all the instructions. And, well, it didn't really work, did it? We're going to whip the crosses in. Whip them. Whip. I mean, all crosses should be whipped. That is the rule. We need a goal. Who can we rely on for a goal right now? All right, the Harp. You've had little mention so far, but you're coming on as a poacher in these final moments. The Harp. Can you do it? He's still here. Can he produce the goods in the final 4 minutes? Come on. So it's Salford 1, Nottingham Forest 2, and that brings us to the end of the game. The Harp didn't have an impact. I don't even know if he touched the ball, to be honest. I'm trying to see if the Harp touched the ball. He did 3 passes and didn't complete any of them. Great. Right then. Well, isn't it nice to be back? Sort of. In terms of clear-cut chances and half chances, we didn't deserve to win. So they had 2 clear-cut chances, scored 2 goals. We had 1 clear-cut chance, scored 1 goal. A fair result. But that does indeed bring us to the end of today's Salford story. As I say, we will crack on this season with plenty of games, plenty more fun. And if you want to see more, stay right here because there'll be more. And that brings us to the end. If you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like if you can hit that 1,000 like mark to welcome you back. Not that I've really been away. Do that. And if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. We'd love with care. It's been up to Benji. Until next time, I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye. Hope you've had a good time without me. Hope everything stayed okay. I hope you admittedly there weren't videos for me, but I hope you saw other people and realised that this is the place to be. That's what the forums have said. That's not me. I'm just talking about the forums.